How do I stop being a pervert? So, I think this is a very important discussion to have. Many of the comments in this post are saying it's natural for a guy to behave like this, just don't act upon it, right? But the post is basically asking, hey, I'm a teenager, and I keep looking at my female classmates' boobs and asses. And so, this kind of a behavior, you know what? To a large degree, right? I've been a teenager once, and I've been a guy once, still am. So I understand where the sentiment of it's normal comes from, right? Yeah, hormones are raging. Yeah, you're attracted to that particular sex. Therefore, I mean, it's natural that your eyes will gravitate that way. So that line of thinking, I completely understand. But at the same time, this person wants to stop this kind of a behavior, right? And in order to do that, we need to have a realistic kind of a analysis on whether this kind of behavior is actually inevitable as long as you're a teenage boy. Are there no instances of teenager boys who don't look at female classmates like this, right? We can't guarantee that 100% of teenager boys with, functioning hormone systems are going to behave the same way. So, assuming that there is a cultural influence, assuming that there is a psychological influence into this kind of a behavior, I think discussing why that might be is very important. So, the other comments in this video also notes that you are naturally objectifying women. And coming from that perspective, but also really acknowledging that, wow, I may be actually looking at all females as sexual prospects, and that's it, right? Actually coming to terms with that and recognizing the current behavior setting can be sobering by itself, right? So, you know how sometimes you catch yourself in the middle of a habit and then you kind of reckon, whoa, wait, whoa, this habit is really deep within me. I didn't even notice. This habit was so unconscious, I didn't even notice it until now. We have those kinds of habits, right? Also, in popular media, dads like to say, what am I, made of money? I'm not your ATM and things like that, right? But when we look into that dynamic, children often have that kind of a relationship with that stereotypical TV dad, right? Therefore, in the regular interactions, all the kids are asking for out of their dad is money. So, when the dad says that, right? Or, I don't know, suppose in the TV show, the dad gets into a car accident, and then the kid starts worrying not about the dad's health, but the money. And then they suddenly have that realization of like, oh my god, I have been treating that like an ATM, right? So, that kind of a realization, right? That kind of an actual realization that, oh my god, I am actually thinking of other people in this way can be a very sobering thought that I think a lot of people only have a cognitive knowledge about. Yeah, I guess I'm objectifying women. Yeah, I guess I'm looking at females as sexual prospects only. But they don't really think that they're doing that, right? So they think that other people might be doing that. It might explain the general behavior of why things might be like this. But they might not be seeing, oh my god, I am actually the one doing that. And coming to terms with that, recognizing that in your behavior, I think is the biggest kind of a starting point. And so how do you stop? This is the hard part for the teenagers, right? Well, how do you stop? What other way is there than to just not do it? It's like the same thing as quitting smoking, right? Like, how do I quit smoking? You just don't. Well, if you're watching this on a teenager, you're obviously not gonna smoke. Wink, wink. But we have to build up that experience of continuously attempting to stop. But the thing is, there's a big difference between trying to stop and actually stopping, right? Trying to stop is, I really want to, but I'm going to work against my urge. That's stressful, right? But when you actually stop, suppose somebody catches you, right? Suppose somebody took a picture of you and then you were looking at somebody's cleavage and then now you became outed as like the school pervert or something, right? In that case, you would like it would be very easy for you to actually stop without trying to stop. But that's kind of the problem in this case, right? Human beings, we only change our behavior when our circumstances force us to. That's the general pattern of human behavior. So, if you take this as an opportunity, right, to look at yourself, if you take this as an opportunity to try and change yourself, not try, but give an honest attempt at changing yourself without having negative actions and consequences forcing you to, it can be a very great platform for inner growth. But, I think, practically speaking, the best way to really stop looking at women as just, sexual objects is to really open your heart to females and see that they're also human beings, right? As you learn from female teachers, you get to respect them as educators and not just like women. You talk to your friends and then you engage in sports with them. Instead of looking at them as girls, you see them as human beings. The more you think about this is another human being, would I like it when people would continue looking at my junk? Would I like it when people look at my boobs? If I won't like that, why would I do that to another human being? I'm doing this because I'm not viewing this other person as a human being. I'm viewing this person as a sexual object. I'm looking at this person as a sexual prospect. And the more you consciously bring in, this is a human being, into your cognition, into your field of awareness, the more opportunities for that realization to land will kind of naturally occur. So those are, I think, the important discussions that are worth having in this particular topic. It's a fairly difficult topic to engage in for teenage guys, right? Because on one end, you have the mainstream argument of it's normal. But at the same time, there's this other really strong current of like, that's very, offensive. But thing is, we're aware of this and you want to work on it. That means stress isn't going to help you in this case. We understand. Yes, biologically, testosterone. Biologically, exploding testosterone because of, your growth. You're a teenager. Yes, that makes your body horny. That has a biological effect. But at the same time, we are not just subjects to our body. We have a say in what we want to do with our body, right? And therefore, bodily autonomy, if it's important to me, it's probably important for other people too, right? So this, I think, is the way to kind of looking at the whole system of sexual education as like a zipper, right? It's all interrelated to societal issues that we observe today. So, respect to you, anonymous person, to asking this, and that's my very long 2 cents.